Hey guys, that meow was Clyde. He's all of a sudden he got really active, Pisces, as I was getting ready for your guys' reading. And yes, Clyde is a masculine Pisces. So welcome to the Pisces check-in for men and masculine energies. This is something my guides wanted me to start doing a couple months ago. Then I went on sabbatical, basically, and so then I didn't do them. So I did them, then I took a break, and then we're back to them, all right? So keep in mind, guys, these readings are general and they are timeless. Now, when I say that these are readings for men and masculine energies, it's masculine energy, right? But I am trying to gear it towards men specifically. So just understand that we all have masculine energy. We all work with masculine energy. Whole collective has been working with masculine energy. So you might resonate with this even if you are not a man, okay? My guides told me to do this, so I'm just doing it, all right? That's it. It's no mystery. It's not cryptic. That's just the reason, okay? Keep in mind, because these are timeless, that this can pertain to something you've gone through already, something you're going through right now, or something you could go through in the near future, okay? But my Piscean masculines, hello. Let's go and get started. I'm doing all the water masculines today. I'm kind of excited. I like working with water, like masculine water energy. So Pisces, just what I picked up with you in the meditative session, I do feel like you are avoiding, I'm going to be totally honest, I feel like you're avoiding a change or some kind of like, definitely feels like a tower, not to overuse that word, right? But I mean, there's like, the tower moment is like the perfect way to describe the energy. Nothing else describes it better than just saying a tower moment. Yeah, I feel like you're really conflicted, and whatever this like, it just feels like an inner tension, and I just feel like you don't want to feel that, so you're trying, like you're avoiding some sort of truth, all right? This cat man, Clyde, hold on, sorry, he's really acting out. Come here, Clyde, come here. You want to come up here? He's avoiding me. He's like, I'm gonna cause all this noise and then not pay attention to you. You might be doing that, guys. Just so you know, you might be doing that. Like you want to address something, but that you really don't, because I feel like if you really face whatever it is you're conflicted about, whatever this thing is that you're avoiding that makes you want to like, oh my god, this feels uncomfortable, I don't want to deal with it. You're going to realize a truth here, and I do feel like it's a truth about yourself, Pisces. The situation could be anything. It could be a relationship, a job. It could be sometimes it's a decision that you're avoiding making. But when you really look at it, it's like, oh, that's what I'm really feeling. I just heard that's what I'm really afraid of. That's what I'm really afraid of. I just heard get ready for fireworks. That's interesting. You're right. By the way, I got a crazy rogue curl. I don't know what that's about. I just thought it's been funny today. Yeah, get ready for the fireworks is what they just told me. I feel like that's more of like I feel like that's actually like a tower moment. Like just a sudden truth that just like illuminates everything for you. But I do feel like it's a truth about yourself. I do feel like it's a truth about yourself. I feel like it's a confidence thing. There's a little bit of like Neptunian confusion going on that I feel like, for you Pisces, which I'm not shocked. It feels a little bit like Seven of Cups, which is technically a Scorpionic energy, but it's like, it's kind of like getting lost in the clouds, getting lost in illusion, getting lost in these are like the craziest words that are throwing at me. Like fantasized perfection. That's interesting. Getting lost in fantasized perfection. Some of you guys might have an issue with perfection or being a little bit of a perfectionist, which means you're probably very self-critical. Okay. Some of you, it's rooted in that. But anyway, Pisces, let's not get lost in that. Let's go ahead and pull some cards for you. I've really been into Oracle decks recently, so we're, gonna do that for you too. Oh, hold on. I got a whole stack of decks right here. Pisces, I really feel like I gotta do the mermaids deck for you. Messages for the mermaids. Let's see what's up. It's funny just starting out with decisions on the bottom. Any messages for my Piscean men and masculine energies? Sun, rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Any messages for my Piscean men and masculine energies, please? Any messages for my Piscean men and masculine energy? Oh, that felt weird. Something's trying to come out of you. That was weird. I almost felt like jumping out of you. This is a weird feeling. Something's trying to come out of you. I feel like it's a passion. I feel like it's a passion. It's a desire. This is so weird. It's almost like energy's trying to come out of your arms. It might be something with your hands. Something like needs to come out of you. Something needs to come out of you. Some of you this is just creative, artistic energy, and it needs to come out. It's like all of a sudden I feel this overwhelming urge to do something. Some of you it's a truth that's trying to come out of you. Again, I do feel like it's more of a truth about yourself. Oh, that felt really weird. Anyway, any messages for my Piscean men and masculine energy? Any messages for my Piscean men or masculine energies? Yeah, there's almost like, I feel them again. I feel like there's something you gotta do, okay? This must be like just a very masculine thing. There's something you just gotta do, and you just gotta do it. Like you can't ignore it, you can't put it off, but you're avoiding it. Even your body's like, do it and get it done. You're gonna know what that is, because that's a weird feeling, and that is not for everybody. That is for a small select group. Any messages for my Piscean men and masculine energies? I keep feeling like a lot of you who are in that boat, it's just a creative energy that needs to come out of you. Oh, wow. It's kind of frustrating, to be honest. I think it might even create some frustration within some of you. Any messages for my Piscean men and masculine energies? One more. I really need to shuffle these ones for you guys. Oh, you're such a Pisces. Dreaming. And I find this card to be so sexual, which is how she's positioned and where she's holding the shell, right? Very, very sexual. And yeah, there's that like fantastical perfection that's coming up here, Pisces. Nothing wrong with getting lost in the fantasy, but it's like you can't hold people to that fantasy, or you can't hold your life up to that level of perfection. Yeah, some of you guys are doing that. Some of you, you're doing that. You need to realize you need to stop doing that. Some of you have got this avoidance about actually chasing your dreams. Some of you, it is about a romantic connection. It's almost like, I'm not going to take those, but I guess I am. They just went, no, you're taking us. It's just a lot. Yeah, some of you are avoiding chasing what it is you actually want. And for some of you, that's a person. And I feel like this avoidance is coming from fear of failure or like a lack of confidence, or like it's not going to hold up to like this perfectionized fantasy. Interesting. So now we have solitude. Whoa, love. Letting go and contemplation. Oh, all of a sudden that crazy aggressive, I needed it, like that just like left, and all of a sudden I feel this deep, relaxing energy. Yeah, whatever it is you gotta do, Pisces, do it. Just do it. Just get it out of your system. Some of you, it is about communication. Just get it out. You're gonna feel so much better. I promise you. I promise you. Yeah, it's like there is some kind of fantasy you can't seem to let go of, that you're getting caught up in here. But you're gonna have this opportunity to do that. Especially with these cards. It's like we have letting go and contemplation. This is like sitting in Hermit, Four of Swords energy, or Hanged Man sort of energy, to really evaluate that fantasy and really look at whatever it is you're avoiding and why you're avoiding it, and then deal with those. We'll just say it's an avoidance issue, and deal with that avoidance issue with solitude and love. Like I said, whatever this is, it does feel like some of you, it is a person, or it is some kind of like relationship or romantic sort of situation here. Love can also just be about your passion, your desire, what it is you want to do. Again, your fantasy. So yeah, this seems like you're going to have an opportunity to explore that, Pisces, and let go of the shit you need to let go of regarding your avoidance issues with this. Okay. Oh, how. I just want a shit ton of energy leave me. Like that's how it's gonna feel. Whatever this desire, it almost feels like a compulsion. Whatever this compulsion is, just do it. You're gonna feel better, I promise. Any other messages for my Piscean men and masculine energies, please? Ooh. So interesting. Discernment came out. It came out reversed. All of these are upright. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I do feel like I said, you need to discern between fantasy and being realistic and being practical here. I just keep getting this like unattainable standard, but that's held within a fantasy though. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, it's not even a standard of like, it's just not practical standards. It's just not practical standards that you need to sort through. But again, it's impractical standards because you're holding yourself or someone else or situations up to this unrealistic expectation, but it's rooted in fantasy. And for some of you, it's coming down to a self-critical, lacking confidence sort of issue. You got to let that go. This is where your truth is lying here. But discernment is going to be really important for you in understanding yourself and why you have this avoidance issue. Because whatever it is you feel this insane urge to go for, there's a reason you feel that way. But I feel this avoiding it, uncomfortable. You got to figure out why you're so avoidant with it. Overall, we do have acceptance. Oh, and look here. We've got communication. Interesting. Underneath that, we do have turning away. That's kind of an interesting energy. So again, most of you, this is affecting how you're connecting with people or a person in particular, especially especially within a romantic situation. And it could be that you had to turn away from this person or situation to really explore why you're so avoidant with this. Some of you, someone turned away from you, but overall with acceptance and communication, this is that diving into exploring and maybe even talking out with someone, why you've been avoidant, what happened, why you want it, why, like all of this stuff, excuse me, as far as the deep dive into figure out the truth about yourself here. Some of you, I think there's also this issue of not being accepted. This is interesting. I just heard rejection projection. My guys are funny today. Rejection projection. Some of you have issues of feeling rejected, and it's coming from a confidence issue or self-worth issue. And I feel like you've been projecting it onto other people. Feeling like you won't be accepted. Yeah, feeling like you won't be accepted, even if people do accept you. You're going to realize this. You're going to realize this truth. I feel like the only thing you've been avoidant about is the truth. And as you've been avoiding this truth about yourself, you've been avoiding certain situations or going for things or people or situations you want to go for. And that's because you're avoiding it because you feel like you'll fail or you'll be rejected, or that you're not good enough because you're holding yourself and other people and these circumstances to an unattainable, fantasized perfection. Oh, Pisces. Okay. Making me work today. Where to start? You know, this love card is really screaming out at me. The dreaming, like I said, I feel like that's just the fantasized perfections. And not really going for the things you really want because of this confidence issue, the avoidance issues, etc., etc., etc. This is you going into that mode of figuring it out. And it does feel very solo, feels very hermit, hangman sort of energy. That love, though, that is screaming a lot of things at me. So let's go, just a lot of energy at me. So let's go ahead and clarify that. Let me use Witch's Tarot for this one. Talking about love for my Pisces men and masculine energies. You know, and it's interesting. I am getting, for some of you, you have this issue of, this is so fascinating, going after like something that's like, for example, like you might actually go after someone who is very unrealistic, like who doesn't live realistically, who doesn't live practically, who kind of screams fantasy, or like someone who lives in like La La Land, and then it it leads you down the wrong path, or it creates a lot of stress in your life. But I feel like when you are interacting with practical people, it's like it's so hard for you to keep investing in that, because then you become avoidant, or something becomes uncomfortable, or something gets triggered within you, and it's like because it is realistic, right? Yeah, and it triggers all the stuff we've been talking about. Anyway, all right, Pisces, tell me more about love. Tell me about love for my Piscean men and masculine energies. Tell me about love for my Piscean men. Ooh, Page of Wands. So I like that. That's a lot of creative energy, actually. That's excitement, good news, starting new adventures, new ideas. It could even be flirting. Talking about love for my Piscean men and masculine energies. Oh, that's a lot. So we have Death, Scorpionic energy. Could have Scorpion or Trichomino Scorpio. We are in Scorpio season. 7 of Swords in reverse. 8 of Swords in reverse. 2 of Pentacles in reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Wow. Okay. So with the Death card and 7 of Swords in reverse, this is the work. This is the work in facing the truth about yourself. This confidence issue, this avoidant issue, this issue around fantasy and perfection and being self-critical. All like, I feel like I described it perfectly, like at one point during this reading. It's a very complicated, layered energy that I'm picking up with you. It's revealing the truth, especially with 7 of Swords in reverse. It's revealing how you've kind of worked against yourself in a lot of ways, or worked against being successful in certain situations because you became avoidant due to this like confidence issue that I keep picking up with you. Releasing uncertainty is what I just heard with this. 8 of Swords in reverse, the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This is again energy of like not moving forward. I mean, I'm going to be stuck. I can't grow. I'm not going this way. I'm not going that way. 2 of Pentacles in reverse can be chaotic energy. Yeah, they just told me releasing uncertainty. Uncertainty over what? What you want. Oh, that's interesting. I just heard what you want. Even if you get lost in fantasy, Pisces, fantasy is not necessarily what you want. It's almost just like, because fantasy is really unattainable, right? It's like, it's something you can't actually grab. This is very 12th house, very Piscean. It's something you can't grab, but that's what you keep chasing. You don't actually chase the things that you can tangibly grab. You keep chasing the things you can't. And so it's like there are aspects of your life that can't get grounded. There are relationships in your life that can't get grounded because you're constantly chasing the unattainable. And you need to realize that what you want is right in front of you. Yeah, fantasies can be fun, but you can't grab them. You can't ground a fantasy. God, this is so complicated. Then we have beautiful. We've got the 6 of Swords, peace of mind and moving forward. I do feel like a lot of you, there are people that have been trying to reflect this back to you, or people that you've been interacting with that you can play this out with, especially because this is coming in under love. But you clearly, when you're in this Hermit Hangman energy, you can go through this process, you can face this part of you, you can finally face the truth and then let it change you, let it transform you, let it evolve you. So you can have peace of mind and then you can approach these situations differently moving forward. Let's see what else wants to come out. Come here. Tell me more about love for my Piscean men and masculine energies. Tell me more about love for my Piscean men and masculine energies. That's a card. And of course, Ace of Swords comes out. Okay. Wow. So now we have 5 of Cups with the Knight of Cups in reverse. Sun in reverse. Then we have this Knight of Swords with the Three of Swords in reverse. I do feel like this is going to prompt you to go talk to somebody. And it's going to be very healing for you, Pisces. And it's definitely about some kind of loss here. Again, it's like you're realizing what you really want because you're facing your avoidant issues. Some of you, it's in the form of escapism. A lot of you, I feel like it's like this self-worth confidence issue because you're holding people or circumstances to a standard of perfection that really is rooted in fantasy, not reality. Oh, wow. Pisces, are you a Scorpio? This is so deep. Not that you're not deep. Pisceans are very deep. But here's like a major loss that's coming over you as you're moving past this issue, because it's like you are transmuting this energy, you're realizing the truth, and you're doing what you got to do. You're moving forward. But as you're moving forward with this understanding about yourself now, here comes this loss, this grief that's all of a sudden setting in here with you. Knight of Cups in reverse is the Piscean court card. And I feel like it's about these situations that you haven't grounded or gone after, and opportunities that you've lost or people you've lost along the way because they weren't the fantasy. Even though they were practical and they were realistic and you could have grabbed them, you didn't, because you were always chasing this fantasy. And honestly, chasing the fantasy, like I said, leads you into disappointment anyway, because it's a fantasy. It's not real. Can't ground that. And you're going to go talk to somebody. It's going to be very healing. Overall, we do have the Ace of Swords in reverse. I knew it was about a person. Two of Cups in reverse. Wow. Ace of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Whoa. Whoa, Pisces. Star in reverse of the King of Pentacles. Look at you. All of a sudden, you're Earth. What happened? Coming out of the fantasy and into reality. Wow. Okay, Pisces. Yeah, clearly something happened with you and a person. That Ace of Swords in reverse, I do feel like it was severed. And here's where that Five of Cups comes in, right? Oh, this is so unfortunate. And again, it's like because it was practical or it was realistic, and it's like you didn't want to grab it because of that. It wasn't the fantasy. And after realizing all this truth, you're like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is what I wanted. That is what I wanted. You're kind of realizing how you sabotage this and possibly other opportunities. Especially an Ace of Cups with the Knight of Wands. This is definitely somebody who like functions off of passion, which can be kind of fantastical, right? It's like the things that would be intoxicating to us, and thinking that it's realistic. And there's a little bit of a devilish quality here. So just be mindful, Pisces. This might also be part of your patterns or your distortion. Wow. So like I said, then we have the letting go and contemplation. All of this is happening during this Hermit Hangman period of time. And then we go into discernment. So let's go ahead and look at this, and then we'll pull advice. I'm going to use crystal visions for you for this one. Talk about discernment, please, for Piscean men and masculine energies. Tell me about discernment for Piscean men and masculine energies. Don't worry about what I'm saying. Tell me about discernment for Piscean men and masculine energies. Five of Cups in reverse, beautiful. Practicing discernment, again, distinguishing from what you've been holding to a fantastical standard versus what is realistic, understanding that something that is realistic and practical and grounded is actually something you do want, even though you've been chasing the fantasy, right? But having this discernment is helping you to deal with this grief and this loss of this connection, and possibly other opportunities as well. Tell me about discernment. Wow, Six of Pentacles in reverse. Six of Pentacles in reverse can be a selfish energy. It can be a taking energy. It could just be an energy that is very imbalanced. Again, I just feel like all of this like realizing of, I haven't been grounding anything. I haven't been going for anything practical. I haven't been grabbing the tangible, realistic, practical opportunities and people. I've been chasing the fantasy this whole time and doing yourself a disservice in the process here. And yeah, it's like there hasn't been any like tangible olive branches or like tangible investment is what I'm getting. Talking about discernment, again, in the opportunities, circumstances, and people that are realistic and grounded, fantastical opportunities or people that like don't live in practicality, people that don't live in a grounded way, you have invested in, and I think it hasn't gone well. Talking about discernment. Talking about discernment. Let's see here. Yeah, Three of Pentacles in reverse, especially with like the Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Three of Pentacles in reverse indicates another Three of Pentacles is there. Yeah, it's like you haven't, it's almost like you might not know how to ground situations. You might not know how to ground relationships. This might be another truth that some of you guys are coming into here, because there's another Three of Pentacles at play with this. Someone else's Three of Pentacles, not just yours. And there hasn't been a balancing out. There hasn't been a give and take there. Again, because I feel like you might actually not know how to ground situations and relationships. There's this, I know it's like a broken record, but there's this constant chase of fantasy. This is just so complex. I'm just fascinated. I'm just sitting with it for a second. Because yeah, you have these fantastical perfectionistic standards. And if you get into like a very grounded situation or a situation that is practical, totally doable, it's almost like it freaks you out. You want to live in, it's almost like you want to live in the 12th house. I mean, you are Pisces, but it's like, yeah, it's like you want to live in the 12th house. You want to live in fantasy. You want to live in the intangible. You want to live in like the place that's a mystery. But that's also not sustainable. And it doesn't lead to happiness, which it hasn't. Anyway, you're facing all these crazy truths. Overall, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, King of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh, that Five of Pentacles. Yeah, but you can't, oh man, with the Eight of Cups in reverse underneath that. So with the Knight of Swords in reverse, the King of Pentacles in reverse, and the Five of Pentacles, there's a loneliness here. There's definitely loneliness and really feeling that loss, really feeling the void in a lot of ways. And the energy that comes on when we don't ground situations, when we don't ground relationships, where it just feels like there's no being in it, there's no experiencing it, right? And like I said, you've definitely had a loss of a connection here of some sort, and it's like you're really feeling the sting of that, because this is something you wanted, but because it didn't hold up to your fantastical perfectionistic standards, you avoided, you pulled back. And some of you, it relates to a confidence issue. And when I say relate to it, because you hold these fantastical perfectionistic standards, I know it sounds judgmental. I'm not being judgmental. I just don't know another way to describe it. Because you're holding these unrealistic standards, you are also very self-critical, or you are also lacking in confidence, and you're also lacking in self-worth, also indicative of the King of Pentacles in reverse here. Like, it'll never be what you want it to be, or never be what it should be, but it is what you want. It's literally requiring you to have a shift in perspective of fantastical to realistic and practical, and understanding that you can have success in it, understanding that you are worth it, and so are they. And that not everything has to be a fantasy. It's okay to grab things. It's okay for things to be in your physical reality. Always chasing it is like, it doesn't bring you happiness. And it seems like you're always chasing because you can't ground any of it. Anyway, this person, this loss that you're feeling, it's hard for you to move on and move forward, which is what's prompting this communication of, let me go talk to this person now that I figured this out about myself. Wow. Oh, wow. I think this is one of the most complicated readings I've ever done as far as what I felt. It was like, well, I wish I was a psychologist because this is some interesting stuff going on. Yeah, like a self-worth lacking of confidence issue that is perpetuated by having unrealistic standards because you do like to be in the fantasy, you love the 12th house energy, but then when something is tangible and physical and real, that confidence issue kicks in, and then also it's just not a fantasy, it's not the void, and it creates anxiety in you and fear. Wow. All right, let's get some advice. Whew. Wow. We're gonna do spell casting for the advice for you guys. I'm just blown away. Okay. Oh, look who's all grounded now. All right. That's gonna be for a loop, man. All right. Any advice from my Piscean men and masculine energies as it pertains to this spread? Any advice from our Piscean men and masculine energies as it pertains to this spread? Wow, nice. I like it. Be gentle with yourself, Pisces. We have forgiveness. So you might want forgiveness from people that you like had this avoidance come up, this very fascinating avoidance issue play out, because you might have a tendency to bail on people when it gets a little too physical, realistic, practical versus like the fantasy standard, or when you're not feeling confident or not feeling worthy and that kicks in, that you do kind of bail here. There is a need to also forgive yourself on what you've missed out on, or what you have been telling yourself that you've missed out on, especially when it comes to whoever this is, because it seems like a particular connection is triggering this for you. But be gentle with yourself, especially for those where it's like a massive confidence issue, because I feel a lot of self-criticism wrapped up in that. That's not going to help, right? If you keep like enabling that aspect of yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. And just understand that this is something that you're working through. Okay? And if you want forgiveness with this person, like if you want this person to forgive you, wait a minute, where did that Three of Swords go? Oh, that's so funny. The Three of Swords is gone. Come back. What the hell? Oh, it was here somewhere. I feel like they do. I feel like they will. I feel like they will. All right. Actually, I want to read this to you guys, and then we'll wrap it up. It's time to set yourself free from hurt, anger, and betrayal and let go. Be kind, forgive yourself, and give yourself permission to be forgiven. Others may be reeling from your actions, or you could be a target of judgment, shaming, or disapproval. Soothe your wounded heart by radiating love out to those who have injured you. This is not giving them permission for bad behavior, but rather heals your hurts instead. Resentment is a prison door that harbors emotional distress, while forgiveness holds the key to freedom. So make peace with your pain as you release attachment to the situation and move on. Stop being the victim. Tell someone if you're being bullied. Speak peace of mind. Look to the future and remain positive. Forgive and forget. You've been let off the hook. Yeah, I feel like whoever this is, I do feel like they're not holding anything against you, but you might think they are. Again, there's a little bit of like, so that self-critical energy, like, well, they should hold it against me. They shouldn't, right? Self-critical. Yeah, so Pisces, a lot of layers to this. I know not all the layers apply to everybody, but whoa. You might have to watch this one a second time. But Pisces, I hope you got a lot out of this. Don't forget to check out Vimeo on Patreon. Everything else you need is linked below for your convenience. And I will see you guys very soon. Have a great night, Pisces. Namaste.